One of these games suck. Is it Persona 5, Xenoblade 2, or Sword Buster 2? You take the time to answer, and the answer is they all suck! I bet you thought I was gonna say Sword Buster 2 because look at me, I'm such an ironic nerd. HE double hockey sticks, YouTube demonetization. Welcome to Inside Afro's Mind, baby. We on everything and everyone. Now the title's clickbaity. I'm a YouTuber, baby. I enjoyed Xenoblade 2 and Persona 5, but they suck. What does it mean anyway? Now I'll tell you. It's me being over-exaggeration because I want to piss you off. But also, these games are not perfect games. You might be like, oh, geez, Afro Sakura, that's pretty fair. Because there's really no perfect— You're wrong! Yo, that was kind of aggressive. 90% of people say either Xenoblade 2 or Persona 5 is the best JRPG, either never played another JRPG, or they never played another JRPG outside of Pokemon. Sword Buster 2, baby! You might ask, am I gatekeeping? Yeah. Do you gatekeep how good you are at video games? I can gatekeep why my opinions are better than yours. Watch someone genuinely get mad at that. But in this video, I'm not focusing on what's a good RPG. I'm talking about the best, the masterpiece, the And yes, I do believe there are masterpieces around all these JRPGs do exist. And I'll teach you. Number 0. Does the game have a girl with big boobs? And if it does, ha! You got baited thinking with your dick but not the soul. Go to church, nerd. Number 1. Does the game have tedious gameplay? Or aka,
the game is fun. If it's not fun, why bother?
We'll miss you, Red. But we need to start asking ourselves, why am I doing this and how long it's taken in game? Now, this doesn't apply to anything you don't like in gaming. For example, I hate gummy ships in Kingdom Hearts. Does that make it a flaw? No, because it's super fast and quick and other people enjoy them. I just don't like it personally. But one thing that JRPGs do have a problem with is grinding. Now, not all JRPGs have a grinding problem, but a few that do really kill off any kind of new player base that want to play the game. It's kind of ironic because I've noticed a trend where the games fix grinding mechanics, they end up being the most popular games in the said franchise, no matter what other flaws they have. Like a good way to grind is in Persona 5, Kamoshida's Palace. You might ask, how? Easy. I just didn't skip any enemies. I just kept on running, killing every enemy in my way. And then when I fought Kamoshida, boom, he dead. And that's what you call good level progression. So you don't have the player forced to do tedious tasks. Unlike some games that are designed to make you backtrack even though you spent an hour trying to get to the boss, fighting every enemy in its path. Huge level gaps do not equal hard bosses. Harder AI equals harder bosses. This is why the Dark Souls games are so good. Another thing, combat. You gotta try to find a way to get combat to be complicated and simple and fluent at the same time. For example, no one who played a Blue Blade Chronicles 2 knew how to do anything combat wise at a minimum of 20 hours into that game. And if you say you do, you are literally a liar. Because you literally can't complete combos until chapter 4. This is bad game design because it makes the player feel like they're doing something wrong, but they aren't doing anything wrong. Editing this back, I see I didn't explain myself well. I'm not a YouTuber who likes to be stubborn, so I'm gonna clear this up a little bit. I'm not saying Xenoblade 2 has bad combat, but I'm saying how they get informed the player on its combat. It's very not friendly to the newcomers. Well, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of newcomers to Xenoblade 2. It's just that it was very confusing for people who are not used to the Xenoblade formula. Even people that were used to the Xenoblade formula were confused with this game. So, yeah, whatever. Now, what's a game that has simple and technical gameplay at the same time?
Number 3, put on the Nintendo Switch, please.
I'm gonna only say this in Japan.
あなたのお母さんは馬鹿げているお尻売春婦です。
Did you understand what I said? Well, I asked Nintendo to port it. I didn't do I'm getting sidetracked. Pokemon does this amazingly, having a simple easy combat, but you can go into more depth. A lot of RPGs use a Pokemon formula, not called it, but who cares? Like being easy to pick up has more depth you could go into that you don't need to, but you go into it later. But you know what Pokemon has that's not cool? You don't know how bad random encounters are until you play the game without random encounters. That's all I'm saying. But listen, combat difficulty is something I'm not going to talk about because I overcovered grinding. But the thing about combat, you gotta make it satisfying. You gotta make it a masterpiece. You gotta make it a holy shit, I can actually do that. And this is not satisfying. And holy shit, whoa, yeah, this is definitely boring as shit. Satisfying does not mean flashy animation. Satisfying is working hard for something that you know might not happen. It's a sense of anticipation and risk you can only earn from the satisfaction in these games like, ooh baby, look at them go, bada bing, bada boom, bow before me virgins. I'm a motherfucking bro! I can do it! In all these games, I earned that cutscene. It was just a button away. That's good game design. But you know what isn't good game design? Now, not all glitches are bad glitches. Some glitches can even be a blessing, adding on to the game experience. Like we have whole dedicated communities just to breaking the motherfucking shit out the game. There's a whole competitive scene just based off of who can do the most glitches fast enough. I believe if the glitch can make a game enjoyable, then why bother calling it a flaw? They're just adding on to the enjoyment and the experience of the game for other people outside of yourself. The only time a glitch is truly fucking shit is when that glitch is problematic and how consistently bad it is, and if it gets away with your game experience, aka Mass Effect Andromeda. And honestly, almost every JRPG is free from this problem. I do want to bully Xenoblade 2 again because I love bullying Xenoblade 2, but that's just a shitty objective marker. That's just like a little bad game design. But some games do benefit from these glitches, like Paper Mario RPG for the Nintendo Sega Dreamcast. I mean, look at the cool ass glitches they can do in this game. It is amazing how they're able to do this shit. Attention, attention guys! Joker is in Smash. Wait, we already knew that. I mean, Joker gameplay has been released. Let us overreact to him obviously having a gun.
He wields a gun.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! So now onto the story. While everyone's milking the reviews about Joker being smashed live streaming it, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. But before I do that, I need to finish this damn video. Why did I ever think about becoming a video essay channel? But the story in the video games usually don't mean too much. Most of the times, it's just something that people just see getting in the way of gameplay, like, what is this little shit in my face? But we're playing a JRPG, anime.game! Kingdom Hearts is Naruto! The story and the gameplay combine into one. Skipping cutscenes is a no-no. I'm not going to be talking about what's a good story in general, but I'm going to be focusing on the fact that Kingdom Hearts is not, but how the story and gameplay go hand in hand. Yo, I like pacing people off, so I'm gonna take a dump on Persona 5 story. And you might be going like, whoa, Afro. Persona 5 is amazing. It got nominated for Game of the Year, and so did PUGB. Now, how's Persona 5's writing bad? And I'll be real with you, I enjoyed the first chapter, but over time it just got a little bit worse. Spoil! Just kidding. I'm not gonna spoil anything. This is the Afro's inside mine, baby. Persona is a series that's all about manifesting your relationships with people into powers. This series stresses on making relationships with other people. Not only that, but in Persona 5, it's all about seeing the main cast develop and break through systematic oppression. Now, does Persona convey these two things well? Not necessarily. Characters in this game can become straight up flanderized. What's flanderization, you may ask? Flanderization is when a character has all this depth in writing, then over time, character just becomes one type of personality. For example, Akira's right-hand man, Ryuji, gets all this build-up just to be used as a joke character throughout the main Story! You do the first dungeon, beat the boss, and all of his character development is done. Bada bing, bada boom, now he becomes a comedic effect. And this happens to a majority of the main cast. They get their persona, fight the man that they're like oppressed to, then bada bing, bada boom, they're just there to lighten the mood. And if that doesn't happen to them, they just, hey yo Afro, you wrong! Cause you gotta learn their character development through social link those two, but that's a persona. What are social links to people who haven't played Persona? And social links are basically days where you can just talk to characters and get to know the characters more in the game to get stronger personas. And these social links, you learn more about the characters, their depth, and their personality. And yeah, some of these social links are pretty good. But you wanna know a small secret? This tiny little secret? Persona 4 and Persona 3 had consistent character development throughout its main stories and social links. Honestly, if they didn't, I wouldn't be holding Persona 5 by the balls for this. But you know what, a game outside of the two Persona games that gets this exact concept right? Undertale! Afro, that's not a JRPG! While Undertale doesn't have any social links, it gives the ability to talk to people off the main story to learn more about them. And the gameplay is all about love, heart, affection, blah, 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 whatever. And the gameplay and writing coexist perfectly, while also keeping character development throughout the main cast consistent in the game. None of the characters get flanderized and turned into a one-sided personality. The story gets paced out in a nice way, and character development is done in a healthy way. While Saiyans' lightheartedness in the beginning becomes more of a looming fear of what he could really do to you. Papyrus learns to be more empathetic to humans, at first being so cold-hearted, but he's like you bound to warm up to because he just loves you, he's just a good guy, and so on and so forth. Furry porn.
Oh God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
No one's character development gets cut short. Fucking catchy. Well, let's be understandable. Undertale is a 10-hour game, way easier to write than an 80 to 100-hour game. It's a simple example of how a game fleshes out characters properly and leaving more depth to them outside the main story instead of half-assing characters and just making them one kind of personality throughout the story or cutting their development short. Fucking transition, we're going straight into another topic. And that is, a game story should never have you backtrack! Now, backtracking itself is not wrong, as long as the player gets rewarded with more content outside the story. You should never have a player run back and forth fighting the same enemies over and over again just to progress their story in a game. If you're someone that actually can tolerate that,
Really about to get your pickle chin that boy. They go that concrete yeah that boy.
this kills the pacing of the games and makes it even more tedious to deal with. For example, in Paper Mario TTYD, this game is so amazing with such a rich and quirky story, but had way too many instances where you just had to run back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth just for a few dialogue exchanges. If you genuinely think this is fun,
Bro, I'm really about to get
you know what game solves this problem? Any game that is fast traveling through the menu! And if fast traveling kills the submerging of your game, you can have mechanics like Pokemon where you can fly only to specific places. Easy fix. Alright, I got one more thing to talk about. I'm rushing the shit out of this video. Don't be Kingdom Hearts. What do I mean by that? Don't destroy the original story you had in future games. Kingdom Hearts 1 that started as a simple masterpiece. Maybe calling it a masterpiece is a little bit of a stretch. But Kingdom Hearts story was just a boy going through Disney World trying to connect with his friends, trying to find a heart or whatever, some simplistic bullshit like that. It was a nice little emotional simple adventure. Just a simple adventure to turn into one of the biggest clusterfucks in gaming of all time. Kingdom Hearts is Naruto!
Shut up!
Kingdom Hearts tried to be something that it isn't, but then tries to go back to being simplistic, adding a lot of complicated plot devices. In the end, just trying to switch back to its good nature following heart stuff. Ayo, that don't work! If they're aiming to make a party off a complicated RPG story, it would work, but the fact that it's completely unironic is what makes it bad. If you really want to switch up its writing style or story, whatever the fuck you call it, and make it lose its bread and butter, just try to have the story switch up protagonists and not to interact with the OG game's plot. The littlest you can do is reference the game in the game you're making, or have it like start before the game ever existed or after the game ever existed. A boatload of games do this already. Hell, even Kingdom Hearts did it! And they still fucked it up! Man, I'm done making this video. Now, I explained all the personal gripes I had with RPGs. Is there a perfect out of these bunch that we see? Hell yeah! Lisa the Painful. Got no titties on nothing. Consistent gameplay, heartfelt storytelling master. Oh wait, and it's in a JRPG. I still highly recommend Lisa the Painful if you enjoy RPGs. It's an artistic masterpiece. But I do believe there are perfect JRPGs out in this world. I have the pleasure to play some of them. I'm not the biggest JRPG fan, but at this moment, my opinion on the perfect JRPGs that exist in this world have to be Mother 3 and Nier Automata. My personal gripe with JRPGs is that a lot of these games are close to being perfect, but they have some sort of little flaw that can be easily fixed. And when they fix this flaw in later games, new flaws that they already had fixed pop out of nowhere in the newer games. Now, there are some JRPG games I'm going to try later to determine if there really are perfect JRPGs in my taste, in my opinion. Like, like people don't know what opinion is. Like Dragon Quest, Golden Sun, and any other Final Fantasy game. Maybe Final Fantasy 7, but has random encounters. But I know you guys are asking, because of this title, do I really think JRPGs suck? And honestly, they don't. I really don't hate JRPGs. I just want to piss people off with the title. Well, let me rack up them YouTube dislikes. But at the same time, I do find them the most flawed genre in gaming. JRPGs are the hardest games to create, in my opinion. Trying to combine story with gameplay when you have to prioritize both of them is pretty hard. This was Inside Afro's Mind episode 2, and I hope you enjoy. End card bullshit, whatever. It is over! The long wait has finally ended. I can finally rest and work on another video. Thank y'all for watching Inside Afro's Mind episode 2, and I hope you enjoyed, my man. I'm supposed to say this is the generic YouTube bullshit about like, subscribe, watch more videos, yeah, you guys heard it all. But if you generally enjoyed the video, generally enjoyed the topic, or you have some criticism for me, leave it in the comment section. I really do appreciate it. And share the video. Who gets your shit? And for my longtime viewers that are expecting streams, this is the last time I'm saying this. I got a Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm sorry. I can't be your etiquette copy anymore. But yo, man, everybody, thank you for watching this. And thank you for all the support you guys been giving me, man. Like, I can't thank you guys enough. We made it! Oh, I finished this video. Alright, yeah. I'm lost for words. I love y'all dudes, I truly do, man. I work hard for y'all dudes, and thank you so much. Damn. Thank you. Peace, my dude. Until the next one. You want more?